Hi, welcome back to Hot Baked Italian. So glad you can join us. Today I'm going to be making Italian meatballs. So stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Non più tra I farfalloni amoroso, notte giorno di torno girano, delle belle...
Hi, welcome back. All right, let's get going on these Italian meatballs. So first things we're going to do is start off with our meat. It takes 2 pounds of ground sirloin, right here in the bowl, and 1 pound of Italian sausage, ground Italian sausage. Now, you can usually buy the ground sausage just like the hamburger, all just ground and not in links. I was not able to find the ground, so I purchased links. In order now to use it, though, we have to take it out of the casing. So there's just an easy way. It comes out very easily. We're just going to slice it down, peel the casing right off, and now we have our sausage that we need for our meatballs. And we'll just throw the casings away. Now this recipe will make about 12 to 14 good-sized meatballs. I do make them a little bit smaller. I find that they're a little bit easier to eat, and especially when you're using them with other things. All right, throw that away. So there is our meat. Now I'm just going to take this and put this to the side for a moment, and we're going to go ahead and get chopping with the rest of our ingredients. Okay, so taking a larger bowl, because we're going to mix everything into this large bowl, we're going to start off with a half a cup of Parmesan cheese. Just go ahead and use grated Parmesan cheese, half a cup. It is asking for 6 basil leaves. Now you can use fresh basil. You might have grown a basil plant in your backyard, which is great, or you can go to any grocery store, food store, and find small basil plants, or you can buy the basils in containers like this. So you just want to go through. I went through and took out 6 good leaves, and I am just going to roll those kind of all up together and just do a little chop. Okay, we're going to add that to our bowl. All right, we also need 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley. So I had rinsed the parsley off and just left it in the sink and the strainer drying off a little bit. So we just need about 2 tablespoons. This is the flat leaf Italian parsley. I do like this better. To me, it has a better flavor, so I just use this always when I'm cooking. And let's just go ahead and chop some of that off. Okay, so we got that chopped real fine, and we needed 2 tablespoons. So it looks approximately 2 spoons there. And there's no. Let's see. Now we need some minced garlic. Now I enjoy buying just the pre-minced garlic. I do fresh garlic, but in this case, having the pre-minced is great. Get that parsley off my hand. All right, so we need half a tablespoon. All right, 1/2 tablespoon of minced garlic. Putting that right in there. We need a half a cup of breadcrumbs. In here is a tablespoon of salt and about a half a teaspoon of oregano. Right there, just crushed oregano right there. And the salt, throw that in there. Okay, we need to now dice an onion, just about a medium-sized onion. We just need to get this diced finely chopped. I cut it in half that way, and then I just carefully put slices all the way across. And then I'm ready to dice And you can see that it starts coming out a little bit smaller. Now we'll have to go back through and dice a little bit more, but kind of helps to get it going. And we do want to dice this so this is fairly fine. What's nice about this recipe is if you wanted to make a little more low-cal and not use the hamburger and the sausage, you can use like ground turkey or even ground chicken for that matter, and buy just regular ground turkey and then buy some of the hot spicy ground turkey and substitute your hamburger and sausage with that. I'll put this in there. Alright, and now I'm going to work on the other half. And we'll add that into the bowl. The last thing we need to add in there is eggs. We need 2 whole eggs and 2 egg whites. Alright, so what I'm going to do is start with my egg whites first, because since I have to separate eggs, if I happen to make a mistake and get a whole egg in there, then that'll count as one of my eggs. So I'm doing them in a little bowl first, so this way if I get any egg shells in there I can catch them. Okay. Alright, so that takes care of all of the other ingredients, and we're just going to get all this mixed in really well together. And then once all that is mixed, we are ready to pull our meat back over and just put all of our meat right in here. And now you have to get your hands in there. There's no way around that. It's the best part. Just get your hands in there and start squishing it all together. And I'm sure you're looking at this going, that is going to make a lot of meatballs. And yes, it does make a lot of meatballs. But what I like to do is once I've cooked them, I put them in the freezer and let them freeze individually. And then once they've kind of frozen, I'll put them in a Ziploc bag, have them in the freezer. Anytime I'm making pasta or sandwiches, I have meatballs ready to go. So this is only something you have to do once in a while, and you have plenty of meatballs. All right, that is looking pretty good. Okay, so I've preheated my oven to 400. It's preheating right now while I do this. Just using a cookie sheet. I put a piece of parchment on the bottom of it. I do like cooking with parchment paper. It makes the cleanup much easier. So if I can use it, I'll put parchment on the bottom of my pans. So then we just have to get in there and start rolling your meatballs. Now you can make these any size you like. Like I said, I'll tend to go a little bit smaller. If I was having company over for dinner, I think it's easier to put maybe 1, 2, or 3 of these on a plate depending upon the person, and you know how much they eat. In fact, if you watched my first video on baked ravioli, this would be a great addition to add to it. I have a little meatball along the side of that. And this is also great. I love making meatball sandwiches. You might just get a little clip of that later on too. Alright, so we're down here to the end. You can see that this made lots of meatballs in this size. 24, about 36 or so. Like I said, this you'll have these in the freezer for a while, and you don't have to go through this again. Okay, so now our oven has been preheated to 400 degrees. We're going to pop these in the oven, and they are going to bake for 30 minutes. And then we'll take them out from there and okay, welcome back. It has been 30 minutes and these just look delicious. They came out great. I'll let that cool just a moment. We'll give it a try and see how it came out. Let's see, it's cut open the inside. Nicely cooked. See all the spices. Okay, let's give this a try and see how these came out. As good as always, delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and let these cool just a little bit longer and get them into the freezer so that they will freeze individually and they won't stick together. I am going to keep a few out to make some meatball sandwiches. All right, welcome back. So what I'd like to show you is just one easy thing to make with those meatballs. So as I said, I put the rest in the freezer, but I did keep some out to make some fresh meatball sandwiches. While the oven was still hot, I put a couple rolls in there to start warming those up. So let me get those out. You can use any roll of your choice. These are they're called Subway rolls. But if you have a preference, if you like a different bolo roll or something else, you can use one of those. Get our meatballs in here. Now again, I just took some of my favorite jar sauce, heated that up just a little bit in the microwave. And I'm just going to put that on my sandwich. Again, whatever your preference, if you like lots of sauce, not too much sauce, put that in there. And then, of course, top it off with some mozzarella cheese. I'm going to put these back in the oven just for a few minutes so that the cheese will melt and everything gets nice and hot. And then you have your delicious meatball sandwiches. All right, we got 2 hot meatball sandwiches ready to go. You can throw a salad with this as a little bit of a side and make a full meal out of it. I hope you enjoy it. I do want to do a special thank you to our Simple Adventures for helping me out with this. If you enjoy camping, day trips, how-to videos, please check out their channel. And again, thank you for being with me today, and I hope I see you back here again. Don't forget to please subscribe, share if you enjoyed this, and give me a like. Thank you very much.
Non più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, ma ci sei tuo dolcino d'amor.